Good morning, students. Hope you all are well. So today we are going to learn the next kingdom, that is kingdom Protista. So these are the unicellular eukaryotes. Okay, eukaryotes means those organisms who have well developed nucleus with nucleopore, nuclear membrane, double stranded DNA and all. So all the organisms of this kingdom, they are unicellular eukaryotes. Sometimes they are photosynthetic in nature, like the photosynthetic protists, they are represented by the unicellular algae, and also the heterotrophic forms are by the slime molds and some other protozoans. So here so many characters are given, but in your reduced syllabus only 3 or 4 general characters of kingdom Protista you have to learn. Okay, so the Protista, first they are the unicellular organism, they are the unicellular eukaryotes. They possess membrane bond distinct organelles like nucleus with nuclear membrane and nuclei, mitochondria, chloroplast, all these organelles. Their locomotion generally occur by pseudopodia, flagella and cilia. Okay. Next you can say the mode of nutrition. Some protists show the holophytic nutrition and some protists show the holozoic nutrition. Okay, so those who are the photosynthetic protists, they can show the holophytic nutrition because they can make their own food with the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll and carbon dioxide. Like examples, dinoflagellates, diatom, euglenoids, etc. And holozoic nutrition means they cannot produce their own food, they have to depend on the host for their food, like amoeba, paramecium, etc. Next, most of them are respiration. Next point is respiration. So most of them are free living protists and they perform the aerobic respiration. Okay, and the mode of reproduction, that is asexual mode of reproduction, sometimes binary fission, sometimes budding, sometimes spore formation, etc. So all these characters you have to learn. Next is that we can divide protists into 3 major groups, okay, or the subgroups. First is the protistan algae or the photosynthetic protist. So the photosynthetic protists include dinoflagellates, diatom and euglena-like flagellates. So these names you have to learn, and with the subgroups. So protistan algae or the photosynthetic protists, that is dinoflagellate, diatoms and euglena-like flagellates. Next is slime molds. Okay, they are not the photosynthetic algae or the photosynthetic protists, they are the consumer or the decomposer protist, and the examples is slime molds. And the next one, that is protozoan protist. So the examples are zooflagellates, sarcodines, sporozoans and ciliates. Now the last group, that is the protozoan protists, it can be again divided into 4 subgroups. So 4 subgroups are there. So here also 2 or 3 general characteristics of each of these 4 subgroups with examples you have to learn. So first is the zooflagellates or zooflagellata. So zooflagellates, let's see what are the general characters. These are the organelles. They have organelles for locomotion and food capture, like flagella. Flagella is a special structure for the locomotion and also food capture. Nutrition is mainly saprobic. Okay, nutrition is mainly saprobic. Asexual reproduction takes place by longitudinal binary fission. Asexual reproduction takes place by binary fission, and some are parasitic in humans, means some zooflagellates are parasitic in humans, and and other animals to produce a number of diseases. Okay. Acha, here saprobic nutrition. Saprobic nutrition means the protista show mixed type of nutrition. Okay. Sometimes it show mixed type of nutrition, sometimes holophytic nutrition, or sometimes saprobic nutrition. Okay, so the examples of these zooflagellates are human parasites like Trypanosoma, Trichomonas, Giardia, okay, or and the gut parasites of insect like Trichonympha. So all these are the examples of zooflagellates. So these 4 points, these are the general characters of zooflagellates you have to learn. Next subgroup, that is Rhizopoda. Okay, so Rhizopoda also have following general characteristics. So let's see. So Pseudopodia, these pseudopodias are the organelles for locomotion. In case of zooflagellates, they are having flagella, but in case of Rhizopoda, they are having pseudopodia for the locomotion and food capture. Nutrition is holozoic type, means the animal like they cannot produce their own food. The pseudopodia are of 4 types like Lobopodia, Parapodia, Reticulopodia. This thing you don't have to learn. Usually a single nucleus is present when all nuclei are like the same. Okay, so a single nucleus is present. Next, also asexual mode, it shows asexual mode of reproduction, that is binary fission. Contractile vacuole are present for osmoregulation. Okay, contractile vacuoles are present for osmoregulation. If they shows sexual reproduction, then they will show syngamy. Syngamy means when the male gamete and female gamete are of same size. Okay, and the body may be covered with plasma lemma or a shell like structure, means outer hard cover is there, that is called plasma lemma. So what are the examples of Rhizopoda? First is the amoeba, entamoeba, all these are the examples of Rhizopoda. Next group is Sporozoa. Okay, so they are known as sporozoans. So these are the parasitic form which lack the power of locomotion during most of their life cycle. Okay, so they don't have such flagella or pseudopodia like structure for the locomotion. Nutrition is parasitic, obviously parasitic mode of nutrition, that means they depend on the host for their mode of nutrition. Life cycle may include more than one host, primary and secondary host it can be, and asexual reproduction takes place by binary fission, and if sexual reproduction is present, so it also shows by syngamy followed by the formation of haploid spores. These are called the sporozoites. Okay, so like example, Plasmodium and Monocystis. Okay, Plasmodium and Monocystis. And the last one, that is the group 4, ciliates. That means so ciliata. So these organelles, from the name only you can understood that the locomotory organ, that is cilia, and the mode of nutrition is holozoic. Okay, some cell organelles are there like contractile vacuole, neuromotor system. Okay, so these spatial structures are present there. Nuclei are of 2 types, large macronucleus and micronucleus. So the large nucleus, that means 2 nucleus are present there, 2 nuclei are present there. The large one is macronucleus that controls the vegetative activities. Okay, and the other one, that is the micronuclei, which take part in sexual reproduction. And if the asexual mode of reproduction is there, so it can be transverse binary fission, and also if it shows the sexual reproduction, it is by the process of conjugation. Okay, so examples of this ciliates, these are Paramecium. Okay, Paramecium is an example of ciliates.